Hello YouTube. This is number 7 in a series that I'm doing about vintage cameras from the 30s on up. This is the brick. This is the Argus C3 Matchmatic. This particular unit was made in Ann Arbor, Michigan by the Argus Camera Company. And this particular model came out in 1939. Had some revisions over the years, and they made it. It was in continuous production until 1966. This is an incredibly heavy 35 millimeter rangefinder camera from Argus, which in 1939 originally sold as is for $35. That would be $595 in today's money. They made 2 million C3 cameras. This particular one, the Matchmatic, comes with a 50 millimeter f3.5 lens. And like I said, it's a rangefinder. Interestingly, Argus had an agreement with a company to make these lenses. Maybe you've heard of them, Bausch & Lomb. You might be wearing contact lenses made by them. Very high grade lens company, Bausch & Lomb. Let's go through a few features. This camera, you really have to get used to it. It is not like any 35 millimeter single lens reflex you're using today probably. Step 1, you had to focus. You can use it, you can focus by looking through the rangefinder, right? Which is this peephole. This is just a plain unobstructed viewfinder. So you would look through this one and you would focus on your subject. Now watch as I turn this wheel. It turns this wheel and it turns a gear on the lens. And you would focus. Okay, now you have it in focus. Now you have to check your selenium light meter, which was included with the Matchmatic model. It slides off and then straight up. It goes into the cold shoe. This is on the bottom. This is a battery-free, still works till today. If you see the needle moving, the needle is right there, that little white line. As you move it in and out of darkness, you can see the needle moving. So you focused, you framed your picture, you check your light meter, but Argus for the C3 did not follow the norms of photography that we know today. For example, your shutter speed. What the light meter did was it gave you a number. It gave you number 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 to set this knob. This is shutter speed. Not like today, not like 500th of a second, 1,000th, a 60th. They were just scene numbers. Scene 8, for example, tells you that you're going to take a picture of an action scene. So, of course, that's going to be a high shutter speed. And then you would go down to this number here is 5, and it has the flashbulb picture on it. Pretty odd. You had control, but you really didn't know what shutter speed you were at. Okay, to continue, you would have to first cock the shutter. Then after you cocked the shutter, you had to make sure your film was advanced. Then after you did that, you had to use this. This is your shutter release. And you took a picture. Probably took a minute or 2 minutes just to set everything up before each picture if the lighting changed. Now, let's look at the back. The back is pretty plain. It just has the rangefinder, peephole, and a regular framing peephole, unobstructed. This is a drawback to this camera as I've been using it. My friend let me borrow this for this video. This is something that's going to disturb a lot of photographers that use film. The back on this camera just opens with just pushing it. There's no lock. Yeah, it has this fancy looking chrome latch attachment, but it's just if you were to hand this camera to somebody and they just grabbed it wrong or whatever, it would just fly open and your roll of film, if it was out of the 35 millimeter canister, if it was in here, it'd be ruined. This camera is made out of metal and Bakelite. This is your pressure plate to make the film lay flat. This is where you would load your fresh roll of film. You'd bring it over, let the sprockets pick up the film. You'd bring it here, and then you would turn this to advance the film. It did have a film counter here, so you can see how many frames you've used, and then you'd close this. But this is a terrible engineering. Even though they sold 2 million of them, yes, I understand. Yes, I know that there's many people that still use these today. But I will bet you that people have put a rubber band around this or some kind of tape on it to prevent this. This is terrible. This kind of easy, non-locking. I've seen Tupperware bowls that are harder to open. It's just my opinion. I think they could have done a better job of keeping this door, which has your film in it. That's the whole idea. While you have a camera, it can ruin it. Okay, let's talk about the one accessory that the person who bought this, not me, the person who bought this back in, I think this came out, this one was built around 1965. They purchased the flash attachment for it. This is the Argus. Let's see, there it is. This is the Argus flash attachment. It gives you all the different settings. If you're going to use Kodachrome Type F with a Sylvania flash bulb, number 25, you would have to add 2 to the flash finder number. So you would have to come back to whatever your light meter said. You would have to add 2. So if it said use a C number 5, okay, you would actually have to. Now, what it means add 2, it means slow it down. Slow it down, right, to the lowest one, which in this case is 4. And you would hope that the picture came out. It does have a flash bulb setting on it, but because of this type of shutter, it's an iris shutter. It's not a leaf shutter where it opens this way. So you could most likely use flash on any shutter speed. Now, to hook up the flash, the 2 prongs just go on the side of the camera, push in, and there you go. This is what the whole system looks like. That's the flash bulb for it. Some other interesting facts about the Argus C3. We'll just go through them quickly. If you owned this camera and you were in amongst other photographers, they go, "Oh, hey, you own the brick." This camera was known as the brick because of its square shape, sharp corners, heavy weight. In Japan, by the way, the Argus C3 was known as the lunchbox. This camera, because it does look very cool, it has many dials. It looks scientific. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dials. It looks very scientific. It looks very sophisticated, which is probably why this camera model, not this one, but this model exactly, has been in the following movies. It's been in the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets movie. It's been in the Philadelphia Story. It's in Niagara with Gwyneth Paltrow and several other movies. You might want to watch those movies and see if you can spot it. One last thing, or two more things I just want to say. There's a photojournalist during World War II. His name is an American, Tony Vaccaro. He exclusively photographed Germany during and right after World War II with the Argus C3. And he is legendary. You should go on the internet and look for Tony Vaccaro, American photojournalist. Look at his work. All the photographs you'll see were taken with the C3. He felt it was very sharp. Well, it had the Bausch & Lomb lens. It could take a beating. It's known as the brick. This thing is very solid. American cars should be made this well. And one last thing, what is this trending for on the internet? Well, like we said, it was sold for $35 when it was new, excluding the flash. Today, just the camera, no selenium light meter, no flash, is trending for $60. If you have this whole package, camera, flash, working bulb, and a working selenium light meter that hasn't gotten lost, that's trending for $120 on the internet. Okay, I think I got through everything I wanted to get through in this series number 7 of vintage cameras. So good luck. I want to let everybody enjoy vintage cameras, because it's not always about digital photography. These, just like the Model T, came before electric cars that we have today, and race cars. This technology was a necessary step to get to where we are today in digital photography. Okay, subscribe and you'll get all my shows. Have a great day.